Well, hey everyone, welcome to the Flying Midwest podcast. My name is Jim and I am one of your hosts, and it has been a while since you've heard from us. So I first want to say we've had contact with a few of our listeners who have reached out and inquired on how we are, what's going on, because it's been a while since we put an episode out. That means the world to us that you have reached out, and it shows the type of community that we've been building for the better part of 4 or 5 years now. So what you're going to see here is a mini episode, something that we're going to explore doing a little bit more of. I want to tell you a bit about where we've been, some of the things that we've been able to reinvent because of where we've been, and some things to look forward to for AirVenture coming up in just about a week now. So first and foremost, all three of us, Maddie, Badger, and I, we are totally fine. We've just been really, really busy with our personal lives. Badger's been coaching for his kids. My kid just graduated from high school, and I've got another one who's been really busy with dance. Maddie's been flying like crazy with her commercial aviation gigs. So we've been really busy. I've also been spending a lot of time in the airplane, as you can see where I am right now. I've been spending a lot of time in the airplane building in those hours for the break-in. I've been doing a lot more video content for aero exploration and doing some podcasts with that. And I've had a lot of things going on in my professional life as well. So all that to say, we've been super, super busy, and it's been really hard for the three of us to get our schedules to mesh up to record with each other, let alone to record with a guest. So it's been a little bit problematic for us. We understand what's been happening, and we want to try to find a way to continue to engage with our audience, but also respect our time and the ability to maintain a decent schedule. So we talked about it a little bit, some of the options that we might have. First and foremost, the frequency of the podcast. So before we were shooting for every other week, sometimes we'd squeeze another one in there, so it was once a week for a little bit. But for the most part, historically, we've been an every other week podcast. What's going to change with that is we're going to try to shoot for consistency, and we're going to be a once a month podcast. So the goal will be we'll publish an episode the first week of a month. Those from the Midwest, specifically Minnesota, know that the first Wednesday of the month at 1 o'clock is when we test our tornado sirens. And if you have someone come up and live with you that does not know that, and you don't tell them that, shame on you. That's not very Minnesota nice. Or don't tell them and have some fun with it. So we're toying around with that idea. If nothing else, it'll be sometime in the first week of the month that we'll publish a full episode with all three of us hopefully on there, a guest, and the same type of content that you've been used to. What we're going to cut out of that is historically, you may have noticed that the news and events have gotten a lot shorter over time, or non-existent in some episodes. As we've talked about how we could reinvent things a little bit and make things easier on ourselves and still put out good content, we decided that we're going to take a different approach with our news and events. So unless it's something pretty significantly noteworthy within aviation and specific to the Midwest, we're probably not going to cover it in a full episode, but rest assured, we are still going to have a way to provide you with that content. So that brings us to, if you're watching on social media right now, whether it be TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, we're going to start doing more short format videos where you'll see one of us covering a topic, whether it be like me right now, covering where we've been for the last 2.5 months, or say Maddie finds a story that's relevant to aviation in the Midwest. It's really more conducive with our schedules for us to still put out content, still cover the things we want to talk about. And we'll do it in this short form, like quick cast type of format where we'll record a video, we'll put it on the social media platforms, and then we'll publish it on the regular podcasting platforms to talk about that current event and how it pertains to aviation. And then what I hope we get out of that is engagement from all of you in the comments about what you think about that story, things you can contribute to that story. Maybe you have firsthand knowledge of that story that you can share with us. So those are some things that we're looking at in that space of current events. We also want to talk more about events that are happening in the region. So that was one of the things that we had as our bread and butter at the very beginning of this podcast. If someone had a cool thing going on at the airport, pancake breakfast, or like a small little flyover of some warbirds where they had made an event out of it, we wanted to cover those things. And over time, we've just lost that. So we want to be able to do that too. So the positive for us is that we'll be able to record that content individually and put that out to you. So you're still getting the content that you've been used to. It'll just be in shorter little chunks. We'll try to do it more often. That I think will allow us to be a little bit more consistent, but it'll also, like I've mentioned a few times, be conducive to our schedules where if I have some time on a Friday afternoon, I can sit down at the hangar or even at home and knock one of these out without trying to work through the schedule of 3 to 4 other people. Because I've mentioned that getting us 3 together is difficult. It's been really difficult for us to try to coordinate to get guests to work within that schedule framework because we don't even know if we can make it work. If you want to be a guest, that's still something that we're going to be doing within the podcast. The interviews themselves, it may not be all 3 of us. It may be 2 of us. It may be the 3 of us, but the intro, outro, that will still be all 3 of us, hopefully. And you'll have as many of us as we can get together for those guests. And I hope that if we're doing this once a month, we're at least able to once a month get together and get a guest on that is really impactful that we can share with all of you. So that's the hope, that's the goal. And we're looking forward to putting that together and seeing what that looks like, hearing what all of you think. So even in this video, if you've got some feedback or other ideas we could try, leave us a comment down in the video below. If you're listening on the podcast, you can go ahead and send us an email. You can send it right to me, jim@flyingmidwest.com, or on any of our social medias, you can leave a message. All right, so now let's talk about AirVenture. We are within a week of being at AirVenture. I actually leave in 6 days to head out to the show. I'm super excited. There's a lot of things that we're going to have going on between the different types of media platforms that we have. I'm going to mostly post a lot of content on aero exploration for video and little things like that. We're still going to try to do the mini-sodes where we have AirVenture information. I don't know what information we're at. I'm going to have to look into that. Maybe we're at golf or doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. But we'll still do those little episodes covering what we did for the day, what we have in store for the next day. Because of my situation this year, I'm going to be camping, so I'm not going to have the greatest of internet. So the plan will be that we will record those and I will publish them the next morning when I'm at media headquarters setting up for the day. So look for those each morning of AirVenture, our little quick casts telling you what we're up to and how you can catch us at the show. Speaking of catching us at the show, so the plan for us is we're going to do one meet and greet because of Maddie's schedule with flying for work. She's only going to be there for like a day and a half. So we're going to set up a meet and greet. Typically how we've done this in the past is we try to have it on one of the bookends of the aviation YouTuber meet and greet so that we can sneak in there and pretend that those are all of our listeners and that they're totally there for us and not for like the really big names in aviation. They just happen to stumble upon that after meeting with us. It's stupid, I know. But at any rate, this year we are going to do our Flying Midwest meet and greet on Monday, the first day of the show. So Monday, the 20th of July, it is going to be at the EAA Blue Barn, which is right across the street from the forum stages, specifically the forum stage where the aviation YouTuber meet and greet is. So we hope to see you out there. It's going to be between 1 and 2:30, which is when the aviation YouTuber meet and greet starts up. So come on out, say hello. We've got some stickers. We'll have some conversation, and it's really great to interact with our listeners and get feedback from all of you of what's working, what don't you like, and just talking aviation. It's just such a great community, and I look forward to interacting with as many of you as we can. So the last bit of AirVenture is last year we did 15 interviews at the show, and that is a heavy, heavy lift for all 3 of us. Based on condensing the schedule a little bit, it's not going to be as many interviews, but we do have some cool things worked out that as we get them confirmed, I'll spoil them a little bit more, but there are some really cool things that are in the works that I don't want to quite spoil yet, just in case they fall through, but know that we are at a target-rich environment, and the idea is for us to get as much quality, entertaining content for all of you as we can. So if you're at the show and you have a great idea for things we should check out, certainly send us an email as well, or you can comment in the video below. All right, for the viewers, you can see I'm sitting in my plane right now. For those of you listening, I just told you. So all that to say that this will be the end of this quick cast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for your support and for reaching out to us during this time where we've been a little quiet. We're still here. We're still good. We're still enjoying aviation. We're all still flying, and we're looking forward to getting back together again and putting together great content for all of you. So thanks for taking a couple minutes out of your day to join me. I'm going to go fly my airplane. So until next time, see ya.